He was young, rich, and full of dreams, but a single moment was all it took to shatter everything. Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Khalid had it all, what others could only dream of. A future wrapped in royal glory, a family brimming with power, a life without limits. Until a tragic car crash plunged him into a coma, one that has lasted an unimaginable 20 years. Since then, the world has known him by one haunting name, the Sleeping Prince. Doctors declared him hopeless, with zero chance of recovery. But then things began to happen, things science itself couldn't explain. Is this truly the end, or is there a miracle behind this sorrowful tale that no one saw coming? He carried the blood of the most powerful dynasty in the Arab world, and a name everyone recognized. But then came the day that destroyed it all. Prince Al-Walid was born to be a beacon of hope. Son of a Saudi businessman, grandson of a king, named after an uncle once ranked among the 7 richest men on earth. A life of power, wealth, and promise, and yet it all vanished in the blink of an eye. What happens when fate suddenly turns against you? What if the golden path leads straight into nothingness? He was athletic, ambitious, already wore a black belt in karate at the age of 4, loved horses, and had a passion for fast cars. At 16, he was sent to London, to a prestigious military academy, to prepare for a future filled with royal responsibility. Everything seemed planned. Everything seemed secure. But what if the safest path is actually the most dangerous? One night, filled with speed and youthful recklessness, it happened. A car crash, 2 friends, 1 impact, and then silence. Just a split second, a final sentence. How are my friends? Then Prince Al-Walid slipped into a coma from which he has never returned. But was it really just an accident? Or is there more to the story of the sleeping prince than we've been told? 3 American doctors, 1 Spaniard, and a single question no one could answer. Will the sleeping prince ever wake up? After the crash, international specialists rushed in to stop the bleeding in his brain. But despite the most advanced medical technology, Prince Al-Walid remained unresponsive. No movement, no signs of life, just machines keeping his body alive. How do you decide whether to let go of your own child or to keep fighting against all odds? Doctors gave him 72 hours. Then came the announcement. The prince had died. The machines were turned off. But what happened next defied everything science believed. Why did his heart keep beating? And who or what was really keeping him alive? His father, Prince Khalid, asked a question that cut deep. If God wanted him to die, wouldn't he already be buried by now? To him, it was clear the will to live was still there. And indeed, the prince didn't die. But what kind of life is it without movement, without hope, without a sense of time? For 18 months, there was no progress at all, just the tiniest unconscious reflexes. And yet, his family never gave up on him. They spoke to him every day as if he might answer at any moment. Then, one day, the unthinkable happened. He started breathing on his own for 3 full months. No machines. Was this the first step back to life, or just a final flicker before the light goes out? His family brought him home, not to a hospital, but back to Riyadh, to a place filled with love, faith, and familiarity. And little by little, something began to change. But what does a twitch of the finger mean? A flicker in the eye when the world has already forgotten you. A faint nod, a raised finger, and suddenly, time stood still again. A video posted by Princess Rima bint Talal showed Prince Al-Walid slowly moving his head side to side. A year later, another video surfaced, showing him responding to a woman's greeting. He moved his fingers. He even raised his hand as if answering her request. Was it just coincidence? Or the first real sign of a miracle? Millions of people watched the footage, not just in Saudi Arabia, but all around the world, because what they saw defied everything they thought was possible. Doctors who had once held little to no hope suddenly began asking questions. The prince was gaining weight, visibly aging, reacting to certain stimuli. Is the long sleep finally over? Or has it only gotten deeper? Comparisons began to surface, like the astonishing case of Ninera Abdullah, a woman from the Emirates who woke up after 27 years in a coma. Is there such a thing as divine time? Time that heals? even when the rest of the world has already given up? Then a new photo emerged online, claiming the prince had finally awakened. Millions clicked. They held their breath. They hoped. Until the truth came out. It wasn't Al-Walid, it was his brother, Mohammed bin Khalid, himself once the victim of a terrible accident, barely escaping death. How many hopes are shattered by a single mistaken image? And how long can a person sleep? While the world never stops dreaming. What happens when fame, fortune, and royal blood still aren't enough to escape fate? Many young Arab royals have met tragic ends, not through war, not through political conspiracies, but through their own lifestyles. Recklessness, speed, excess. One of them was Prince Rashid bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, eldest son of Dubai's ruler. A promising athlete, a future leader, gone at just 33 from a heart attack, erased by a life of too much. Can power protect us from collapse? Or does it only speed it up? Another tragedy shook the Gulf region. Sheikh Khalid bin Sultan Al Qasimi, son of the ruler of Sharjah, died at just 39 under mysterious circumstances. He wasn't just royalty, he was a celebrated fashion designer, a bridge between East and West. Yet his death too was linked to a life of excess. What's the point of building bridges when you're standing on the edge yourself? And then there's Prince Al-Walid. His story is different. Not fast and dramatic, but painfully silent. No death, no goodbye, just a life on pause, frozen in time, while his family keeps hoping, quietly, tirelessly, without wavering. Recently, a detail surfaced that left Saudi Arabia speechless. The story of his fiancée, who's been waiting for him for 20 years. Before the accident, they were engaged in a modest ceremony with a cousin. But since the coma, everything has changed. Everything except her love. How long can you wait for someone who can't answer? And how strong must hope be to survive decades? She turned down every marriage proposal, ignored every voice of doubt. She said she'd wait a lifetime if she had to. This kind of loyalty, unconditional and unwavering, combined with the unshakable faith of his family, is more than just a love story. It's a lesson that life is unpredictable. That tragedy doesn't choose between kings and beggars. What matters isn't what happens to us, but how we respond. With love, with faith, with strength. Today, Prince Al-Walid is nearly 38 years old. He's spent more than half his life in a coma. And still, we hold on to hope. Hope that one day he'll wake up, that he'll return to live the life that was taken from him. Do you believe in miracles? Do you think Prince Al-Walid will ever wake up? Share your thoughts in the comments.